Hi, I'm Zansi. Wamzansi Kaya FM 95.9 radio personality Sizwe Dlomo has shared emails, threads, and audio recordings from what transpired between him and media personality Unathi after her dismissal from the radio station. Hello and welcome to Entertainment News Mzansi. Now, if you're new to my channel, you know you have the stories. Go ahead, click the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll never miss an update. Mzansi, this all comes after Unathi broke her silence this Friday, slamming claims that gender-based violence had anything to do with the sudden dismissal from Kaya 95.9. GBV had nothing to do with the matter, she said. Unathi added that she was no longer friends with Sizwe because of the comments he made on air about her failed marriage. Sizwe and I are not friends. I decided to distance myself from him the day he decided it was okay to say on air that my marriage failed because of the way I allowed my children to prepare umphokoqo wabo. Now, Sizwe took to his timeline sharing audio recordings and emails to corroborate his side of the story and said he'd pursue legal action against her. In the recordings, the two radio personalities can be heard having an argument off air about how to prepare umphokoqo, that's scrambled pap or crumbled maize meal, and Sizwe jokingly saying that Unathi's failed marriage with Thomas Msengane was because she put salt in her recipe. Now, Sizwe revealed that the argument about umphokoqo happened 2 months before the incident that led to this situation. I was going to let this go because I felt that she had suffered enough. However, I am now left with no choice but to expose the extent to which she has lied and pursue further legal action. I hate that it has to come to this.
We also had 112 featuring Notorious B.I.G. with Only You. Hello, sis.
How's it going?
Great. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
What's happening?
Tell me, do you ever get offended when people offer you leftovers?
As in food?
Yeah.
No, I just don't take them.
Why not?
You know how I feel about my health. Come on.
But even in the house, obviously not a stranger's leftover, but even in the house.
No, of course we eat leftovers in the house. I cook double so that we always eat leftovers.
And so if your son, for example, didn't finish food, would
He
you
always
finish
does.
it?
They always do. Mommy, I'm full. Do you want to finish this?
And do you?
If it's healthy, yes. If it's not, then I'm like, then I give them the same look I just gave you on some snuggle, imbo, and then they laugh. Like if it's pizza, I'm like, I've had one slice. I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Okay. But leftovers are lovely, guys. They're very tasty. They're more tastier than the original meal, don't you think?
I definitely feel that way. There's certain things that are just better the following day.
But when Anje says that it is a known fact in the building. 100%. Everybody knows.
Everywhere I've ever worked, in fact.
Everywhere.
And when people tell you,
like you get so hurt if I just finish something. Like as you're walking up to me, you're like, "How unsta kang," and I'm like, "Sizwe, you and I are not married."
And I've always got space in my tummy, actually.
Everybody in the building, literally from left to right, through all the studios, knows wena uyikhalist.
100%.
So yeah, leftovers.
100%.
Yeah.
What?
Your favorite leftovers? Do you have favorite leftovers? I do. Musho is smacks.
Actually, not musho for me. Amasi the following day are always better.
Amasi, yes. Nomphokoqo, but not already mixed. It must be still apart.
No, already mixed. What is this?
No. Because I want to reheat.
And also, for me, amasi is. What do you mean reheat?
I reheat umphokoqo, add butter.
For amasi?
Umphokoqo, yes, for amasi. So I reheat it, add butter, more salt, and then I khoy amasi with cream and milk.
Salt in amasi?
When I ufaki swegile?
No, nothing.
You don't cook that. Have you ever cooked umphokoqo?
Yes.
You put salt in the milimil.
No, but not if you're making it for amasi.
Yes, you do.
No.
That's another topic for another day.
We've done that one about amasi.
No, but just salt.
If you're making uputu
yes,
for ikavishi, like cabbage,
yes,
then you put salt.
It's the same
but
thing. It's savory. You put salt. I put salt. I put salt. I put salt. I put salt. My mother taught me how to make it with salt. Her mother taught her how to make it with salt.
I almost said something, but you got mad at me.
No, say it. I don't mind. I'm always mad at you.
That's why you couldn't keep Umendo. That's why.
That's because I'm a failed wife, right? No, of course.
Ay.
Now, Mzansi, in the mail threads, Unathi accuses Sizwe of swearing at her, getting aggressive towards her during their show handover. Now, Sizwe then refuted her claims, sharing his version of events, saying that Unathi stormed out of the studio after they had a heated exchange about his arrival in studio for his show that starts at 3 p.m. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, this is what Unathi accused me of. And I didn't know the details of her accusatory mail until she accidentally copied me on her response, not realizing that I would then obtain a copy of the entire chain. Good morning, Baggy. I hope this mail finds you in good health. Yesterday, during the crossover of my show to Kaya Drive with Sizwe, Sizwe swore at me and was extremely aggressive towards me for pointing out that he's always late to take over the desk for his show. His immediate rhetoric was just fucking leave, then just fucking leave, shouting this across the room in front of Kineilwe, Tariel and Sandile. As I explained to him that my contract ends at 3 p.m. I cannot leave until he officially takes over. He continued to scream at me, telling me he has a lot to deal with, asking me if I understood how much he had to deal with. This behavior is unprofessional, unacceptable, and abusive. I have reported him to Tsulu and Mikhail. Sizwe continues, I was asked for my version of events and I shared the following. Hi Beggy, I walked into studio at 15:04 as Kinelwe was reading the news. Unathi then said, Sizwe, my show ends at 3. I'd appreciate if you don't waste 4 minutes of my time. I responded, who's wasting your time? She responded, you are. I then said, you can leave if you want. Nobody asked you to stay here. She then said, they will fire me if I leave the studio unattended. I said, that's not my problem. Nobody asked you to stick around. That's your issue. She then said, okay, I'll report you. I said, go ahead. She then stormed out the studio. Thanks, Sizwe. Then Sizwe got a response and it said, as you might be aware, there's a complaint lodged against you insofar as your interaction with Miss Ngai. Then he continues, a few minutes later, I emailed the following. My recommendation is that you liaise with IT and obtain recordings of the interaction. Those mics are always on, so it should be available somewhere. Thanks. Namzansi, listen to Sizwe and Unathi's heated exchange.
Fitla says traders facing issues with officers can report the vehicle number plate and name, and the matter will be dealt with accordingly.
I can't leave until you arrive, my love. Please stop taking 4 minutes of my day every day.
Is also involved in this one.
Please.
I'm also doing other things. You can leave when the show's done.
No. My contract ends at 3. I'm not allowed to leave
Then you
until
must
you
leave at
arrive.
3. Then you must leave at 3.
They're going to fire me and I can't.
That's
so
not
stop
my
wasting
issue.
my time. Okay, let
I'm
me
not
report
wasting
you
your time.
then.
If you want to leave, you can leave.
Fine, let me report you.
Shemba.
Fuck.
Solution going forward.
In Kenya, Olympics world record holder Agnes.
Hectic. Now, Mzansi, Caesar then continues, after my innocence was proven, I then responded with the following. Mzansi, Caesar said that he will withhold the rest of the evidence until further notice. Now, Mzansi, after listening to the audios yourself and seeing the email threads, what are your thoughts now, Mzansi? Do leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I love to hear from you, but for now, I will bring you the updates hot, just the way you like it.